Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, assuming the servers don't shut down again, it's showtime. Hi, guys. I am, once again, back. And hopefully, no shutdown this time. We hope. They didn't even let me finish creating my character last time. So, here we go. Servitor. Your motor circuits will take some time to adapt to your new genetics. Don't be surprised if you have trouble walking at first. The bad news, the station is experiencing a major meteor storm. The good news, none of the meteors have hit your current position yet. But you need to move quickly so we can preserve your new body by transporting it off the station. WASD movement, of course. Good, good. Presumably control to crouch. Yep. Space to jump. Okay, there we go. The storage silo above this hallway has collapsed and your path is blocked. Fortunately, I can res in a crate with the necessary tool to solve this. Thank you, that's very thoughtful. Get the debris tool. I have the debris tool. I now have the debris tool. Use it to clear my way through the package. Through the blockage. Open your inventory. Movement is a little bit overly sensitive. Let's see, controls. Can I reduce the... No, I can't reduce the... Alright, inventory. I get the old tool belt. Debris tool is capable of tunneling through materials. They'll be molecularly compressed into your inventory. Okay, back down, crouch. Okay, didn't like it when I was crouched and doing it, but now it's firing backwards. Pre-alpha, everyone! Pre-alpha! There we go. Ah, and you can see that 6% of my inventory is filled with junk. I really, really hope that they have tidied this up. Because it used to be that emptying out your inventory with crap stuff took longer than anything else in the game. You may want to store your real-life matrix just in case. Meteor storm's still ongoing, and I really don't want to have to rebuild you from goo again. Use the real-life station, targeting it, and hit G. That must be the real-life station. Well done. Please proceed across the next room. Why won't it stop? Ah, there we go. I think I'm probably going to die. I think they probably want me to die. Oh, I didn't die. The heat exchanger in the next room is broken and has melted the floor. I suggest storing your matrix again. Okay. And we'll open the new tool. Get the suppressor. I have a suppressor. I have 27.033 units of loam. Dirt. Fire suppressor. Oh, okay. Okay, that goes into the tool belt, not under the clothing. So, Floor is lava. I don't see the floor as being lava right now. Fire suppressor lets you use a cold beam to affect the state of matter so you can cool the molten metal. I don't... Really? I'm not seeing any molten metal that I'm aware of. I'm not taking any damage. Maybe up here. You've arrived at Customs and Immigration. I'm glad that that's still up, given the fact that we are being bombarded with meteors. Photography is not permitted. Please choose a starting profession. Go to the appropriate kiosk. All right. Brainy scientist, peaceful settler, diligent crafter, intrepid explorer, or valiant soldier. I'm definitely not big on the soldier thing because combat was not in a place I was happy with previously. Hopefully it's better now. Crafter. I do like crafting. Settler. Scientist. I'm going to go with crafter. I have been enjoying crafting stuff. The crafter specialist in gathering of resources for recipes and starts without a weapon. Receive a harvester, xylo slicer, terraformer, and grapple. You gain more yield from harvesting and have access to the forestry, refining, and toolmaking tree. I'll accept this. I've gotten a bunch of stuff. Press K to open my skills window. Using tools earns experience in different skills, and you use that experience to learn other skills. Let's see, the script says, from here, you're on your own. Reaching for the stars, welcome to the wildest frontier. Good luck, meatbag. Use the port. So, what I've seen in the past is, I currently have these boxes. I'll gain experience from harvesting and doing forestry. I'll get more yield from that. As I get XP, I can open up farming, even more yield, and even more yield. Plus, incidentally, there are specifics for farming and forestry. We start with tree planting. Combat, we do have a few things unlocked. Cooking. Crafting. Weaponsmith. Toolsmith. We have toolmaker. That's good. Refining. A little bit of crafting. You can see actually in the crafting that refining and toolmaker are already been opened. So there is this hierarchy of skills, and you gain XP in the skills by using the skills. Medical, mineralogy, and ranger. All right. Poof. I'm off to the world. Good evening to those of you who've joined me. An early start for me tonight because the servers are shutting down in like 2 hours and 45 minutes. So I want to make sure I gave myself a good chunk of time. Welcome to the Transplanetary League. Meatbag. Stop with the meatbag, man. That's just mean. It's not inaccurate, but it's mean. I am mandated to tell you it was a pleasure, but that is not true. I suggest you not do anything that violates servitor instructions, or else we may need to take you for molecular disassembly. We have provided a non-interactive guide for your reference. Do not worry, it is trustworthy as I am. Mission boards. Go upstairs, find the marketplace. There you'll find mission boards. Interact with them to get your journey started. Upstairs, huh? Mission boards. Other players. Let's see. Mission boards. Mission boards. That doesn't look like a mission board. That might be boards over there or up there. Ah. Title shop. Where presumably one can acquire titles. Just guessing on that. Different planets we can go to, I believe. Mission boards. We're still looking for the mission boards. Meeting room of some sort. The lounge. Can I order drinks? I would like to order some drinks. Lower gravity. Mission board. Mission boards! Yay, I found them. I went through the entire place to find them, but I did find them. What do we got? Mission boards. Earn currency by completing TPL-approved missions. The types of missions you can take are dependent on the equipment you have in your inventory. For example, if you have a weapon, you can take combat missions. If you have a helix, you can take healing missions. You're allowed one active mission of each allowed type at any given time. Once you take a mission, go to the planet specified and look for the mission waypoint. Accomplish the mission and then return back to the starbase to receive your reward. Gotta say that the introductory experience, the onboarding, is 2 orders of magnitude better than it was. Not perfect. Way better. Okay. Tool needed. Harvest on prod game server wild for 154 Klatus. Klatus are the currency. I did read that. Find a MacGuffin on Barakatis 3. Akakala. Barakalis 3. Ooh, we have a couple on Barakalis 3. Right? Wasn't there another? Yes. Find a MacGuffin. And find a MacGuffin. Did we just take that? Do we have more on the same planet and other boards, or are the boards the same? Appears that the boards are probably the same, and that I have 2 missions accepted. We do have a waypoint. We are going to Borakatis 3. The starting experience is, 2 orders of magnitude better. It's just way, way, way better. Okay. That is the base for this planet. That person has the title of Meatbag. Now that one has Night Owl. Gotta admit, I would be going for Meatbag myself. 642 for 1 quest. I guess we just have 1 quest. Alright, well, regardless, we're 600 meters away. Here we've got things. We have a harvester. No. A xylo slicer. No. Why? Terraformer. Why? The grapple. This belt shoots twin lines of energy. Why can't I not equip any of them? Equipment. Consumables. Info. Equipment. Do I have to, like, right-click? Double-click? Click and drag? None of that works. Don't know why. Might need to be in... the base space, so to speak, to equip stuff. Yes. Not a fan of that mechanic. Oh, that's an item of attire. Let's see. I have a title select. Current title meat bag. I'm fine with meat bag. Okay, so that is a device that just is currently only used for that purpose. That's camp. I have 3. Both booster of focus, booster of stamina, and booster of health. Those are the 3 prime. Hey, Fat Body, how you doing? Those are the 3 stats. I think they will probably work out to be similar, at least in design, if not in practice, to the health, action, and mind bars from Star Wars Galaxies. So, Harvester. It told me what it was when it was in the backpack, but not when it's not. Info. That's not helpful. Inventory, equipment. Well, I have a harvester, a xylo slicer, and a terraformer. All right, we now have 650 meters to go. I hope your weekend has been delightful, Fat Potty. People have been using their terraformer around here. Oops! That's 150 damage to me because I have no weapon. One of my issues that I had with the game previously is that all of the mob types were incredibly aggro, had long ranges, and were very, very deadly. And it was a significant burden to playing. Hopefully by Wednesday night we'll be coming out of heat and humidity. Oh, one of those. Another one of those. Let's see. Harvester. If we go to Harvester... Can I shoot the tree? I can shoot the tree. I have discovered a beech tree. Don't know if it's actually doing anything to the beech tree. I have discovered a dusk leaf tree. Aspen. How bad's it been? Ooh, a young fern. And I think we harvested some of that. I have some young fern seedlings. Let's see if we can... Oh, another? Sure. Why not? That plant needs to mature further before it can be harvested. Well, don't we all need to be matured a little more? Except me, obviously. I'm way past overly mature. Our mission is to find the MacGuffin. Right. Heat index over 100 for each day, as if actual temp wasn't bad enough. Let's make it a lot hotter. And humidity over 90%. Yeah, in my life, I have exactly once been in a place where it was over 90 and raining. And I can safely and securely say, fuck that. I couldn't live in it. I honestly couldn't. And this is not meant as a boast or anything, what's coming up next. It's been in the low to mid 70s in the Bay Area, or at least here in the South Bay. That sounds like it might be. No, our weather is completely screwed. June and July have been incredibly mild 2 years in a row. Sprinkled yesterday and just made your car dirty as hell. Dirt rain. Well, that's, yeah. I would tell you to move to the Bay Area, but it's expensive as... Pick your dirty word. Somebody just took a whole shitload of damage. If I hadn't been living here for 30 years, I wouldn't be able to afford it. But I couldn't live in that kind of temperature. I mean, I literally, I would not be able to. I would stay, well, I'm going to say I would stay inside 100% of the time. But I mostly stay inside 100% of the time as it is. I have found the MacGuffin. Why is it not allowing me to pick up the MacGuffin? Oh, I've completed the mission. Return to the mission board. Okay. I mean, I am the world's biggest candy ass when it comes to humidity. Heat and humidity. I can manage heat. I can't manage both. May your ACs work well this entire season? Yeah. I cross the fingers indeed. I'm rooting for you. Because I can't even imagine. A week in Huntington, West Virginia. 90s and raining. And I was in a 3-piece woolen suit. And that was more than enough for a lifetime of heat and humidity for me. Now, I looked good. Except for the whole drenched in sweat part. That probably wasn't attractive to anyone. As an example of how climate change is affecting where I live. Last year in June, the average temperature in San Jose in June, the average high temperature is 80. We didn't even reach 80 until the 29th of June last year. So every single day in June until the next to the last day was below average temperature. Now, mind you, in October, we had record high temperatures, including like a week at like 103 highs every day. Now, historically, as a Bay Area native, I'm used to, there's usually, we get a batch of 2 or 3 days in October where we'll crack high 80s, maybe low 90s. But in 60 plus years living here, never seen anything like that before. So yeah, climate change is real. Let's see if we've gotten enough experience to make any new skill selections. All right, what do we have? We have a couple of young fern seedlings. We have some coconut, small blue ember bloom, alien mushroom chunks. I'm trying to cut down on my alien mushroom chunks. Brimmed bonnet seedling, which is ringlet. We got some nitrogen, alien mushroom chunks. More why are there multiple batches of alien? Let's see. Oh, okay. Those, if anyone who's played, oh, can't see it. Allow me to move my big fat ugly head. There we go. Those numbers right there are very reminiscent of Star Wars Galaxies. All the materials had anywhere from like 1 to 8 or 9 properties, and those properties were always between 1 and 1,000. And the higher the number, the better. But you probably couldn't get anything that had conductivity and toughness, say. Yeah. So if you're mining a copper, the odds are you're going to get really good conductivity, but the toughness is going to be crappy because copper's a really soft metal. So I'm assuming this is physical quality, um, randomness, and verbosity. And this has different numbers despite being an alien mushroom chunk. Now, in Star Wars Galaxies, every, I think, about 2 weeks, items would rotate out and new items would rotate in. So if you were getting copper, one or more of the coppers would vanish, and a new type of copper, or two, would come into rotation on various planets, and they would have new stats. And so old materials could be incredibly valuable because it might have some specific stats that were awesome for making droids. But all of a sudden, something new comes in with better stats in those important numbers, and all of a sudden, all of that previously extraordinary valuable stuff isn't valuable anymore. Let's go to deep space. Oh, okay, well, we'll go to deep space. And then we'll check and see what our experience stats are like. I'm back. Honey, I'm home. Okay, where is it? Where is it? Upstairs. Turn this in. We'll get some GW2s, which is the unit of money. And if you get that reference, you are old. 159 GW2s. I am rich. Alright, I don't have the tools for a number of these. Locate a MacGuffin. Harvest on Akakala. For 187. Sure, let's grab that. Can we get that one too? We have 3 quests on Akakala. I think. 2 or 3. Something like that. Info? No. Equipment? No. Come on, guys. You got to give us the controls. So, F1. How about F1? Yay. Control keys, movement, skill trees. How do I bring that up? K. All right, K. Botany. I have 420. Not yet enough to add farming or yield to. In farming, no. Forestry? Tree planting. We have 0. Combat? 0. Cooking? 0. Crafting? 0. Medical? 0. Mineralogy? 8. We got a great big fat 8. Okay. We did not manage to level up any of our skills. All right, we're off to Arakala. Poof. All right. 412 meters. What is the Xylo Slicer? I have no idea. Logging. Okay, it's used for logging. Got it. And you can tab seed planting and logging. Okay, good. I figured that out now. Harvesting, or seed planting, or harvesting. And terraformer is extracting, prospecting, or extracting. Right, so if we're on here and we hit E, it scans. My hopper is empty. Oh, hopper deposit. Thought it said copper deposit. Prospecting. Salt, tourmaline, agate, diamond. Why is diamond black? I mean, black diamond is a type of diamond, but it's not actually black. Emerald, I'm going to assume next is sapphire, and then carbon? Oh, that's copper, and iron, and lead, and magnetized iron. Magnetized iron, also known as iron. Platinum, tin, manganese. I'm a man, so I must be made out of manganese. Nickel, lithium. Breccia, chalk, chert, coal, conglomerate, sandstone, shale, diorite, granite, pumice. Nice. Marble, quartzite, bare chalky, bare clay, chalky, clay, bare red soil. I'm going to guess the next one's red soil. Nope, bare silt. Loam, I have some loam. Silt, sand, bare peat, antigravium, bare laterite soil, alluvial soil, bare alluvial soil, quartz. Is that where I started? Salt. It is. Quartz is where I started. Whoops! Angry critters. Lots of them. One of my issues was that the critters were overly aggro, and for a game like this, where combat is not the primary objective, having critters constantly killing you is an incredible drag on the players. When we're trying to say, I don't know, craft stuff, or find stuff, or do something, enter the mission area for find a MacGuffin. Where's the MacGuffin? It must be below me. So for that we would need the terraformer. Prospecting, extracting. Getting chert. Oh, it's got to be down below. There it is. Collect MacGuffin. I'm hitting the G. Believe me, guys, I promise. Maybe I'm not close enough. I have so much chert. I am the universe's #1 chert digger, which sounds dirty. Oh, we can see whatever it is. I've completed the mission! Dun, 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 dun. Let's see, if we go to the Xylo Slicer... I'm chopping down trees. I got some light hardwood. Don't say it! More XP. And who doesn't like experience points? We're MMO players. We kind of live for experience points, you know? I discovered a banana tree. Tally man, tally me banana. Lemons! You know, when life gives you lemons, you know what I like to say? If life gives you lemons, I say you tie life down, you give life paper cuts, and you squeeze the lemons over the paper cuts. And that'll teach life not to fuck with you. Thank you. It's possible I've given it a little bit too much thought. I discovered lumen weave tendrils. A brown chunk. Lucky me? A leafy bush? Coconut. Do we have a light? I can't see where we specifically have a light. Well, this is Pinkle. I have discovered Dark Wizard. Presumably that's the name of the plant. Not that that was actually a Dark Wizard. Antimatter gas. I've been trying to cut down on my antimatter gas by eating less beans. I don't know, can I log this? It's enormous. Never gotten lemons. Herpes is another story. I do not understand why anyone would use a lemon for anything when limes exist. And I'm serious about that. Limes taste good. Lemons just taste acid. Limes have a deeper, more interesting flavor profile. Well, let's see, what do we have? This is the save, so let's go ahead and save here, just because we can. To spin up the lathe, I don't know if I have any lathe abilities. I do, evidently. Light wood planking. Light wood. I can convert it into, stuff? No. I don't have enough. I have two different kinds of light hardwood. Don't say it. Actually, they look identical. Their stats are identical, so they should be, in fact, identical. Maybe, yeah, 6. I don't get why they're not. If the stats are identical, they must be the exact same material. Do I have enough to fill? I do not have enough to fill. All right. You like citrus, but your belly does not. Understandable. Eat up the stove. Do I have anything I can cook? No. Really? I do not have enough shrooms. For me, it's a matter of I don't really like lemon. I find it a really flat taste. Lime's much better. I would put lime on anything before I would put lemon on it. I'm perfectly good with orange. Grapefruit not really a fan, but if I had my choice of, something with lemon or something with grapefruit, I would lean grapefruit. Ammonia requires ammonium, or ammonium requires ammonia. Carbon requires wood. Other carbon requires coal ore. Wood and sedimentary rock. I don't assume I've got enough of the woods. Yeah, I do not have enough of the woods, so lesson learned. Boot up the toolmaker. Camp kit drone light. A disposable light that is activated is lit for a time until it finally consumes its power source and de-reses. An omniblaster. A single shot that homes in on targets. I don't believe I have any of the materials I need for this. I have none of the materials required for that. How about the drone light? Can I manage a drone light? I have no reactive gas. I have no common metal. Well, let's head back and turn in our stuff and get some more money. GW2s. Upstairs, upstairs. No, I just came from there. I'm supposed to cash in. Or am I supposed to? Oh, there. I guess you can only complete one quest at a time? Not sure. I now have 282 GW2s. Arcala. Nope, that's MacGuffin on prod game server. But I already have at least one thing already, right? Yeah, I have at least one more quest available on Arcala. Back to Arcala we go. And I'm going to attempt to get bunches of certain things. Enough so that I can start crafting up and doing stuff. I should check my skills. So our botany is at 673. We can now start farming or go with yield. Forestry, 15. Mineralogy at 103. So we need more XP in those to get stuff. Hexavine seedlings. Seedlings sounds like seeds. More seedlings. I don't want seedlings. Let's see. Let's go with the xylo slicer and see if we can't chop some stuff down. That's not a valid target. Well, how about this bush? Not a valid target. Okay, we're looking for actual trees then, are we? Where's my quest supposed to take me? This doesn't look like the planet I was just on, I have to say. I don't think this is the correct planet. Oh, it is. It is. And we got some trees over here, theoretically. That tree's not mature enough. For mature audiences only. Unlike me, I don't qualify. I am an immature audience. And night falls like somebody turned off the switch. Not a fan of that. Especially given that we don't have a light yet. Okay, why no work? Looks like a tree to me. Evidently not a tree, or not a tree that I can harvest, perhaps. Whoops! Flying fish, time to run. Sky shark. And this is my single biggest complaint with the game. It's pre-alpha. I understand that. That does not make that any more acceptable. Combat is, at present, a very, very small part of the game. And I can't play the game sometimes because the combat just shows up and murders you instantly. It's bad and it needs to be fixed. And it's not one I'm willing to cut him a lot of slack on. Nobody should stumble over combat in this game yet. You shouldn't be out in the world doing stuff and just suddenly get attacked by a boatload of mobs and instantly killed. It is stupidly counterproductive to players trying to playtest and give you advice and helpful hints on your game. I have complained about it in every single patch I've played, which is 4 or 5. This does not make for fun gameplay. This is the opposite of fun. It does not make for productive alpha information because it just discourages the player from doing anything when he can suddenly just get absolutely annihilated. Now, if I had a bunch of weapons and I was doing the combat stuff should be in specific areas that the combat missions take you to, and nothing else does. I cannot give informative feedback on your game and your game systems if I never get a chance to actually do anything that I want to do in it. If I want to try out the crafting systems and I can't because I'm constantly getting murdered and I'm being attacked again, I do not understand it. This is a game that is not predicated on combat. Combat is never going to be the big focus for this game. Meant to be a sandbox. Combat is a part. And we can't test your game. We can't test the game systems if we're constantly dying. And normally I would use my smartass, this has been my TED Talk, but in this case I am dead serious. It is an extreme negative experience. It doesn't just make it less fun, it makes me an actively worse playtester for you. Dark software. Harvest a young fern. Okay, I can do that. Need to find a young fern. That's coconuts. That's not a young fern. I'm going to assume that's a young fern. That's a young fern seedling. I've completed this mission! A new life awaits you in the off-world colonies. A chance to begin again in a golden land of opportunity and adventure. Name that movie. Amanita. I have a character named Amanita, the Amusing, because she's a fun gal to be around. Fun gal to be. I got some Xenon. Warrior Princess? Just kidding. Antimatter gas. Golden poplar chunk. Chunks. Who doesn't like chunks? This is somebody's little starting house area or settling. Oh, there's a whole bunch of critters. We mostly want to avoid critters because we don't have any weapons. And we don't want to die. Targeted soil pH is 7. Thanks. I needed to know that. Sun is setting very quickly again. Trying to get enough alien mushroom chunks that I'll be able to make some food. I have to say that the darkness does not serve the game particularly well, being so dark at night. I mean, most games they have a problem where, it's not dark enough. I discovered Lunareth. More XP for me. I'm an experiencing machine. It needs to mature before it can be harvested. Amanita chunks. I'm gonna need a minute. Amanita. More Amanita and some radon. Oops. Yeah, look at that. 8 or 10 mobs all fucking shooting at me at once. Seriously. Once again, they will want my opinion, and once again I will tell them, please, the mobs are too deadly and aggro too much. You cannot play the other game systems because we're getting murdered all the time. Now, it's not as bad as it was. It still ain't good. I mean, I got nothing from this harvest. All right, we've got alien mushroom chunks. We have enough that we can make some food, hopefully. I discovered a fan palm. Well, I'm a fan of palms. Cordyline. I don't even know if that's a real thing. Dragonleaf seedling, I think probably not a real thing, but I could be wrong. Dracania fragrans. Well, it's Latin, so it's fairly convincing. You know, I think I inherently believe that everything in Latin is real. Oh, we got badness over there. Glowy rose seedling. I don't think I've grabbed the bright red stuff yet. No, I had not. Torch seedlings. How about the blue? Did I grab the blue? Maybe. Alright, we'll see if we can now make anything where we couldn't before. This is the tool maker. Still can't make the Omni Blaster. We haven't gotten enough stuff for that. Drone light. We may have gotten reactive gas. Now we have only one ammonia. And we still have no common metal. The refinery. Let's see. Did we get ammonia? I think we did, but not enough. We have one. We have one ammonia. That's not 15. For those of you keeping track at home, we do not have enough of any given specific wood. That requires coal, and I don't think we've gotten any coal. Ceramic requires clay. I think we did get some clay, didn't we? No, guess not. Oh, we had. No, I guess I was just when I was scrolling through all this stuff. Don't think we got any silica, any sedimentary rock. We do have wood. We have 20. We have enough light hardwood. We can make oil. I have made some oil. I have crafted my first thing. You proud of me? Heat up the stove. Fungus. We got a lot of fungus. But we need... Oh, we've got enough oil, guys. We can make some... I'm assuming it's some food. No. Yes, we do have enough alien mushrooms. And enough oil. I'm not sure if that's cooking oil or like petroleum oil. I think it's probably the second. This medicine immediately cures all poison effects, but I can't make it. I guess because I haven't learned basic cooking. The lathe. Dark wood. We have some dark wood. 8. We had light wood, but we used some of that to make oil. Asphalt? Kiss my asphalt. We've got the oil, but I don't think we've got gravel. We do not have gravel. We'll go ahead and save ourselves, and let's turn in the quest for more money. Quest for money. Clatus. Clatu Verata Nicto. Necktie. It's definitely an N-word. That is a reference to a movie. Or technically 2 movies. I am now worth 469 Klatus. How many Klatus are you worth? Huh? Yeah, I thought so. Find a MacGuffin, harvest on Harrowstag. Find a MacGuffin on Barakatis. Well, I can't kill a deadly fire beetle. I could die to one. But where's the fun in that? Looks like we're going to find a MacGuffin on Barakatis 3. Let's check our skills. All right, we've got boatloads. I'm going to increase the yield I get. Forestry 43, not quite there yet. Crafting 12. That's the oil I made. Mineralogy, not there yet on those either. Okay. But we have leveled up something for the first time. And now we are off to Barakatis. Ooh, Barakatis. Dum, 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 dum. That's an old guy music reference. Although it can't be that much of an old guy, as I recently saw an advertisement that had that little musical piece. Spoiler, it's Heart. The song is Barracuda. You're welcome. Purple Ember Bloom Torch seedlings. We got seedlings. Alright, where's the questy bit? There it is. Only 274 meters away, much closer. Yay! I got nothing from that harvest. Nothing at all. So apparently those are just sort of cosmetic stuffs that don't actually have any significant game impact, I'm assuming. Ember Bloom Torch Blue. Oh, come on. I've got all kinds of stuff here. Let's... We'll just get a bunch of these seedlings. Well, I think those are only really useful for planting. These all need to mature, I guess. This one's big enough. Yay, we can harvest that. Right. Got a bunch of Amanita. Why did I have that not show up anywhere? It's something I could make stuff with. Alien mushrooms. We needed... an oil. What was it? King Stropharia chunk and stock. Elephant ear seedling. Entered the mission area. Hexavine spires. I have collected the MacGuffin. Previously, I was a man without a MacGuffin. Now I am no longer MacGuffinless. I have been MacGuffinated. somebody, oh, it was water. I was thinking somebody had dug a deep hole. This all looks suspiciously like someone has dumped their terraformer bags. Because as you fill up your hopper, you can dump it. And one of my other major complaints was that it was so difficult to dump it previously. You had to essentially just keep hitting Q over and over and over again. Let's see if that's still the case. Yeah, it is. It's fucking terrible. You can't dump close to each other, so you've got to run around and find places where you can dump stuff. They need an ability to simply destroy all the crap that is in your hopper. They've made a lot of significant improvements here, for sure, but not everything. Those have been my two biggest complaints, and neither one of them has been addressed. Well, I guess the combat stuff isn't as aggressively bad as it was. It ain't great. Let us make no mistake. But it is way better than it was. As best I can determine anyway. But you can see, as well as these large piles of junk matter from people who have been prospecting. So not only is it an incredible pain in the ass to dump it, it also clutters up the landscape and makes everything look like crap. And that and the overabundance of unfriendly critters has been my two biggest complaints, and they're still, to some degree, both present. Now, again, I will emphasize pre-alpha, but a lot of things are better. I mean, the new starting experience is worlds better than we had previously. Well, basically, they just dropped you into the world. Said, do it, whatever you want. And everyone started with a whole bunch of the tools. Everyone started, I think, with the same tools. I also think it would be to their advantage to have the days be unbalanced. 2/3 of the day should be in daylight, and only 1/3 at night. Because night gameplay is significantly more difficult and not in any way more rewarding. Let's save. Anything for the lathe, by any chance? We don't have enough dark wood. I don't think we have the light wood. Not enough. I can't make anything. What would be required to open cooking? It says use the stove to make delicious and nutrition, so I should already have the basics unlocked, but it doesn't appear that I do. Mushroom patty. Why is it locked? It says it's locked. Shouldn't be locked. but it's locked. Why? I don't know. When I click can craft, it tells me I can craft these, but it also says that they're locked. When I open up this, cooking is unlocked. I already have that skill. Oh, really? Doesn't seem like I do. Botany 745. I can get farming. Sure. I now have the farming skill. Bush planting. Forestry. Oh, let's see. Yield or growth beam. Unlocks the ability to use the Xylo Slicer to quickly mature. That sounds cool. Sure. I don't have enough XP. I have 43 XP. That is correct. I do not have enough. 426. Let's see. Mineralogy. Here we are. I say stats. Almost. Hopper size, yield, and chrono phasing. Sure. I could make a camp kit if I had common metal. I do not. I have no gemstone either. I haven't found any of those yet. Let's cash in our quest. Move me back into the corner. I'm more comfortable, you know? You've got to choose the place where you're more comfortable. And I'm more comfortable in that corner. Where is the quest? There it is. $642 Klatus. Is there anything I can spend these Klatus on? I don't know. Maybe the titles? The title board? Title shop? Buy for 1 Klatu. Cheapskate. Ah. 999,999 for hacker. 3,000 for crash test dummy. Utterly adorable for 2,000. Reacher for 1,500. Wormhole Wrangler Underdog 1,000 each. Architect for 500. Porter space. I'm a space cowboy. I bet you weren't ready for that. Mining mogul. If it was Minas Morgul, I would get it. Blaster for hire, building master, shopkeeper, hire me. Helpful, ask me. Mostly water. That's a Star Trek reference. Night owl, morning person, diligent crafter, brainy scientist, cheapskate. I will buy cheapskate. I got diligent crafter, didn't I? So I'll go ahead and buy that because it applies. I am not a morning person. I will buy Night Owl. There we go. I have some titles. I'm not sure if these stick around after. They're only purchasable here. If they'll be purchasable in the regular game, I just don't know. I'm going to assume this is the same shop, the same stuff. Looks like it. That's like the lounge. Yeah, this is where we're going. Let's see. What do I do first? I like combat, I like resource gathering, I like crafting. See the help screen for crafting. And crafting resources. Basic crafting, you choose a recipe. Yep, craft. Toolmaker, stove, lathe, and refinery. Yep. Resource chart. We have a list of all of the resources currently in the game. pH balance. I was curious about that. Adjust the pH balance in your garden bed by dumping dirt into it and then laying additives over it. Those additives soak in the dirt, change to other types of dirt, shifting the pH scale. Gotta say, that's a lot of detail. Accurate or not, it is a lot of detail. Chronophasing. So you can convert, I think, minerals in the ground into other minerals in the ground through chronophasing. And this is the flow chart. Refining shows you what refines into other things. Resource chart. Building, crafting, power-ups, shields and helix, combat weapons, combat tips. They have no combat tips. There are no combat tips. You're on your own. Homesteading, camping, logging. That's the Xylo slicer. Prospecting, a new mode for the terraformer. Prospecting. Gathering and digging. Skill trees. Alright, let's grab another mission. 154 Klatus, harvest on Akakala. Arakadas again. Akakala. I'm off to Akakala, guys. You can't stop me, you can only hope to contain me. They need this to be animated so that I can appropriately trip balls. Harvesting, seed planting. And I arrived just in time for everything to go dark again. See, and this is a pile of prospecting crap on the ground. Honestly, it's got to be so easy for them to just put in a command to seamlessly empty the hopper instead of requiring us to dump this crap all over the place. It's just not a good or fun or interesting mechanic. I guess this is... Well, what does the terraformer give us? I discovered lithium and... I'm so glad it's leveled me out. Breccia. Hey, gravel. Something required gravel. Whoop, critters. God damn it. Just standing there and all of a sudden, critters. They just got to get rid of that crap. To me, that feels like something that there's a designer who wants it that way and it won't change because they want it that way, no matter how goddamn stupid it is. It's just one of those things that smacks of some developer somewhere being too in love with their own design. repeat what I said. The game is not predicated on combat. And so to have it interrupting every single other piece of the game just doesn't make sense. At least to me. Oh, critters. I rest my case. Mission reset. Don't know what that means. I was close to being in the place I was supposed to be in for it. Everything's so dark you can't see. I've got 4 things I need to put into the feedback. It's too dark at night and night lasts too long. Make the planets oblong so that you've got more light, more daytime than nighttime. Having different day and night. Oh, hey, guess what? Critters. Different day and night cycles can work, but in this particular case, it's getting in the way of playing the game. Of doing the testing that you want us to do. Look all of those freaking flying critters. Oh, and more critters over there. And I have no weapons. This is just incredibly stupid and counterproductive. And I do not understand how they can't see this. I am still being chased, I'll have you know. They finally appear to have given up. We'll see if we can get over to the mission. We can't. We have no chance. There are all kinds of critters. Oh, there's a hostile critter. It's so fucking stupid. I can't test your game because you make it non-testable. The only thing being tested is my frickin' patience. Abandon. Didn't want to. Didn't have any choice. Really frustrating. More critters. Perfect. Oh, they're on me again. Almost dead. Absolutely infuriating. block, a light wood planking. I thought I had different kinds of hardwood, of light hardwood. I have 3 different kinds. And yet they all have the same stats, seemingly. Yeah. I don't get it. If they have the same stats, that's supposed to be the exact same type of wood, or any component. And it's not letting me even select the others. I don't understand what the problem is. See, I can click it, it just doesn't change anything. It only fills from the first. I'm not understanding. It's really, I mean, it's pre-alpha, but the starting experience is vastly improved. It looks better, it plays better, the systems are working distinctly worse. Well, let's go back and see if we can get another mission. Does crafting say anything about from 1 to 3 resources? If you're in red, you don't have enough. Once it's all gathered, different resources have different stats. No, they don't, because I had 3 different kind of light hardwoods, and they all 3 have the exact same stats, and I can't select any but the first. I don't get it. Titles, meeting room. Let's be over here then. I don't have any quests, right? I have no quests. Why do I have a quest icon out in the middle of space? All right, let's try the prod game server. Wild server name thing. Oh. All right, do I have the mission over here then? Maybe. No, critters again. Apparently we have a space portal. Well, I'm going through, guys. I'm going right through, apparently. There we go. Okay, there's deep space. We're in the other planet. I didn't have a name other than something dev. 353 meters in that direction. More of the same. materials. Oh, critters. Perfect. Nice. No, really, that's the name of what I just harvested. GNEIFSS. Nice. That's a real material here on Earth. Evidently also in space. As you can tell, people have been digging here and dumping their... Ooh, that's purple. Purple's good, right? Alluvial soil. Amethyst. I wonder if its name is Melangel. Melangel Amethyst is a Guild Wars 2 streamer. She hasn't been on for a while. She's doing real things with life, going to school. Imagine giving up streaming for school. So disappointing. Who does a thing like that? Answer. A smart person. Whoa, where are we? Alright. I have discovered basalt. And right next to it, battery. It's a joke. Basalt and battery. It's funny. Blackheart has been seen. Now that's a named hunting. Ooh, everything's on fire. The world is on fire. I discovered diamond in the rough. If I took off my clothes, it would be diamond in the buff. Diamond in the... Yeah, that's enough. Don't like it. Tough. And bugs. Critters. We've got 20 units of amethyst at least. There we are. Wait, why do I have two questy things? What's over there? The mission thing in the upper left says Blackheart has been sighted. I'm assuming that's that. And that is for people with guns and stuff. Basically, it's a hunt. Bad critters. Oh, good. That was perfect. I'm sure I'll heal. I'll walk it off. Can you walk off broken legs? That'd be pretty impressive. To the proverbial home base. Spin up the lathe. Don't suppose? Yeah, we still have no idea as to how those things. Why we have 3 different batches of stuff with... actually, it's not sure they have the exact same numbers. How would I know? This is the only one that seems to light up, and I can't select the others. I don't know why. Dark wood. Asphalt. We have oil. We do have some gravel. Not enough. So we can't make any asphalt. The asphalt lies not in your stars. Shakespeare. Random Shakespeare attacked. Can craft. Evidently, I can't actually craft. See, allow me to change that. Or there. But I can't click to make. Why? No idea. Power up the refinery. Ammonium, we don't have the ammonium. Carbon, got wood. Do we have 30 of any wood? Doesn't look like it. Carbon core. I'm pretty sure we don't have any of that. We do not. Ceramic. We don't have clay. Glass. We haven't had silica. Sedimentary rock? Maybe. Chert. Or breccia. Well, let's try chert. I'm pretty sure we don't actually want to use that kind of oil for cooking. And yet, I think they'd allow us. Would not recommend. Plastic. I don't think we have enough oil. No, we have two different kinds of oil. Why won't you let me click the other ingredient? Toolmaker. I have no metal. I have no metal. I have no metal. I got lithium at some point, but apparently I have 0 out of 5. I did get lithium because I saw it pop up and I made a bad joke about it. Of course, that's kind of redundant, me making a joke. Me making a bad joke. You say potato. I say, yeah, potato is the word. Upstairs, over there. Another 192 Klatus. All right, 200 botany. We need 1,200 to get yield 3. Forestry. Still only 49. Mineralogy, we should have enough for some. We can increase our yield. We can do chronophasing. Enables your terraformer to advance and reverse entropy in material, transforming it into other materials that might not otherwise be available. Oh, how about yield? We've got lots of stuff. At least it appears that inventory is not an obvious problem. Amethyst. Nice. Fairy Morel stock and chunk. Alright, entirely different values. Type of fungus. Alien mushroom chunk. Alien mushroom chunk. 2 different kinds of alien mushroom chunks. And presumably this is also different. Yeah, okay. Pardon the yawn. Okay, these are different light hardwoods. Why I couldn't select them, I do not know. 355, 443, 484. Dark softwood, dark softwood. All right, I think I'm going to call it here for the evening. I want to be able to give them feedback on the things that I don't like, which there are a number, and mostly they are coming back from previous iterations. Things that are improved, vastly improved the starting experience, overwhelmingly. Movement and gameplay seems polished up a bit. Still a little clunky, but pre-alpha. But the real problem areas do not seem to be... problem areas for me are not getting addressed. Dumping the hopper. There should be an option to simply empty it into nothingness, rather than cluttering up the game space with piles of gravel everywhere. Due to inability of this planet's meatbags to take care of their own problems, your servitor guardians take it upon themselves to rid your world of this menace. I'm guessing that was the named mob that was on that last planet. So again, the inability to empty out into nothingness your hopper instead of dumping it on the ground and having it clutter up the game space is both unhelpful and unsightly. It provides no useful function. Now, perhaps there is a use for that stuff, in which case it should be optional to dump or not to dump or eliminate. The combat creatures are too deadly, too omnipresent, aggro too much. A small portion of this game is combat oriented, but the creatures are constantly interrupting our attempt to play the rest of the game. A solution for this would be specific areas that have critters in them for the people with kill X missions. The crafting interface is not seem to be functioning in places. For instance, if I go to the cooking menu and I select which recipes do I know, it shows me 3 recipes and they're all locked. I can't make them. So how is it I know them if I can't actually make them? Crafting, if you're selecting from multiples of the same type of items, for instance, light hardwood. I have 3 different stacks, but I can't select any but the first. And that might be different if I had enough to actually craft with, where if it was like 5, 20, and 5, it would allow me to select the 20. But regardless, I would like to be able to look at the numbers associated with those to see what sort of thing I should be trying to track down. The night cycle. The day-night cycle. The nights are too dark, and they shouldn't last as long as the day cycle. For game practicality purposes, the day cycle should be longer than the night cycle, unless the nighttime gameplay has a lot of specific resources and stuff that are only available at nighttime. In which case, lighting, like that player just running by, should be a lot more omnipresent. We should always have a light switch. Maybe that exists. I couldn't find it because I can't get a look at the controls. Even if you can't change them, I should be able to see what every single button does, what every single game function is, and I can't. Apparently I do have some kind of light because I can see it as I move my head around, that there's light on the floor. See, moving back and forth. But that doesn't show up at night when you're running around on a planet. So those are my biggest complaints, and almost without exception, they are returning to the game, and I've complained about them in the past. I just took a 1-point wound. I'm here in the space station where nothing's supposed to happen, and I just took a point of wound. No idea. But I am going to call it here. It is, I will remind you, I am complaining because I tend to dwell on the negatives. So take that into account. The improvements are significant and large. The things that have not gotten changed are ticking me off. I tend to look in a more jaundiced view on these things. I am harder on the negatives than I am positive on the positives. And it's a pre-alpha, so it's got a long way to go, and in some places that really shows. But I'm going to call it here for the evening. I want to thank you guys, as always, for hanging out with me. I appreciate it very, very much. I should be back tomorrow, but I might take a day. I mean, I realized I didn't stream last night because the servers went down right after I started creating my character. That just actually kind of irked me. So I wasn't in a good mind space to do anything else. Tonight I was prepared, if necessary, to swap over to Guild Wars 2. He has started the disco. Not going to dance with him. I refuse. But he can dance if he wants to. Yeah, he can leave his friends behind. Again, thank you guys for hanging out. Hopefully you will see me soon. Probably back tomorrow at the usual time, 5 p.m. Pacific, 8 p.m. Eastern. Middle of the night in Europe, morning in Asia, Australia, and New Zealand. If not, I will be on Tuesday. I do have some things I need to get done tomorrow, so I may take the day. But regardless, if that's the case, I will be back on Tuesday. Don't know what I'll be playing. Could be anything. Except this, because the server's going to be down. Again, thanks for hanging. I hope the rest of your Sunday night, or early Monday morning, goes great. And as always, I hope your upcoming week doesn't suck. Back tomorrow or Tuesday. Take care, and ciao for now. Bye, guys.